The greatest dimension of the happening called Krishna is love. The ability to receive and give love. I can say the undercurrent of Krishna's life, whether he killed Kauravas or did politics with Saguni or destroyed Sisubala or killed Gamsa or played with Gopikas or revealed this great Gita to Arjuna, everything, every incident, every happening, every dimension he expressed, the undercurrent, the connecting thread of everything is love. His romance is one expression of his love. His politics is another one expression of his love. His management is another one expression of his love. His anger is another one expression of his love. And his enmity is another one expression of his love. I can say everything he expressed, the base material is love. He is love incarnate. He is the beloved of the universe. I can say most loved human being happened on the planet Earth. Other gods are all maybe worshipped, revered, respected. People used to be devoted. But nobody is loved like Krishna. Even with Shiva, you are devoted. You revere. You respect. You worship. But nothing like Krishna when it comes to the question of being loved. With so much of difficulty, so many people sacrifice so many things for the love of Krishna. From the Gopikas and Gopas to my Gopikas and Gopas, the amount of sacrifice people have done for his love, leaving the brothers, leaving the parents, leaving the family, leaving the relatives, giving up the wealth, unimaginable sacrifices. But I tell you, even if you sacrifice your very life, is one glance, just in the corner of the eye, one look is worthy. Like a thread connecting all the flowers and making the flower as garland. If I have to find the center thread of Krishna, I can say love. The story goes to describes even Saguni, because of constant remembering, unaware way, when he relaxes, used to have a deep, friendly, romantic connection with Krishna. When his logic is alive, active, no, I'll see to it what is done to this fellow. But when his logic is tired, because always the active logic is like two gears hitting each other without any lubrication. It's like you having the teeth in the stomach and grinding. Drr, drr, para, para. Naturally, the irritation, the friction, you can't maintain yourself in that high friction and irritation for a long time. So you would like to come down from your high horse. You would like to come down from that continuous irritation. You would like to come down to that little relaxed space where your logic is not active all the time. You may just want to rest. Even to sleep, you have to come down from that logic which works like a teeth in the stomach, eating your own intestine. So whenever Saguni comes down from his self-destructive logic, he used to feel a very deep, friendly, romantic connection with Krishna. What a personality! Wow! What a grace! But immediately, the moment he becomes aware, no, what are you thinking? You have to destroy him. You have to fight with him. So he's again back as a Saguni. Understand, Krishna was able to infuse love even in his enemies' hearts. You can't separate Krishna and love. You can't remember Krishna without remembering love. I tell you, if you have tasted the true love, you can't remember love without remembering Krishna. He is symbol of love. He is the brand ambassador for love. Nobody is able to again sit in his place. The whole Indian psyche still lives Krishna. I don't want to use the word remembers Krishna. It's too small word. Of course, any word I use to remember Krishna or to introduce Krishna is too small. I say, still Indian psyche lives Krishna, not just remembers. I think I am going to speak more on Krishna than on Gita. This next 1 year, because he is the man who first set a trend that macrocosm can express in human body, microcosm in the full-fledged, full-bloomed way.